you seen the prices of groceries lately? It seems like every single time I go to the store, it just keeps getting more and more expensive. And produce in particular is so expensive. But you don't have to rely on the grocery store for everything. Growing your own food is one of the best ways to save money, eat healthier, and gain a little bit more independence. And it all starts with a seed. A few, actually. In this video, I'm going to show you how easy it is to start your own garden from scratch. You can grow fresh, delicious food without breaking the bank. Hi, baby dog. Yes. You were sleeping, and then I hit record. Okay, relocated Pepper with some dog toys on the couch. I'm Maria, your favorite from scratch and slow living content creator. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss a thing. Today we're starting all of my gardening seeds, which is a great way to get a head start on the season. By the end of this video, hopefully you'll be ready to start your own garden seeds from scratch. So why start seeds indoors instead of just buying starts from a nursery? They come in little plastic pots. The seeds are already grown, already rooted. Well, for a couple reasons. First, it's insanely expensive if you buy starts every single year. They can cost up to $5 a plant, sometimes more if you buy them bigger. And oftentimes you can get an entire packet of seeds for less than $2. And you can also find unique heirloom and organic varieties that you wouldn't find like at your local hardware store. And it buys you so much gardening time. I'm in zone 6A. I can usually get my seedlings in the ground starting at the end of May, and then my garden's usually dead by October because our first frost has come and most stuff dies after your first frost. It does not leave enough time for a lot of stuff to grow and mature, especially if I want a big garden. So I start my seeds indoors between 8 and 12 weeks ahead of time. 12 weeks from today, which is Friday, March 7th, I anticipate being able to get some seedlings in the ground. So then I have 5 months of gardening outdoors, but 4 months of actual harvesting. So what do you need to start seeds? That did not take long. Welcome back. You're so good. Yes, you're so good. Yes. Okay, first you need the seed. I've been buying no, do not steal my mic. Okay, well, you need the seeds. I've been buying all of my seeds from Botanical Interests. They have a ton of different varieties, and I do save all my seed envelopes every single year just in case if I need to reference them. But I wanted a better way to store my seeds, especially because I plan to harvest all of my seeds and basically keep them forever. So I invested in this beautiful seed bank. I customized a quote on Etsy that says, "There are no gardening mistakes, only experiments," because that's how I garden. This is not necessary. I just like to be extra. You can use a lot of different things to store your seeds. I also have an old plastic bead container organizer with little cartridges inside. I really like this because each vial is glass and it has a cork top. So there's no plastic. It's not necessary, but I like to be extra. Then you need some sort of container to hold your seedlings, or you need one of those metal seed blocking makers. I use these from Epic Gardening. I am an affiliate with them, but I've been using these for longer than I've been an affiliate with them. I've used all of their products successfully for several seasons and love them all. And I won't go back to using anything else. But actually my first few seasons, I was making my seedlings in upcycled yogurt containers, sour cream containers, ricotta cheese containers, anything that I could find. You just poke some holes in the bottom and then it works great. And if you've bought starts one year, maybe you save all of your pots from it and then reuse them the next year. These though are super flimsy, so if you plan to start seeds regularly, I highly recommend investing in something like this. And also there's so much more airflow in the Epic Gardening ones. They've got slits on the side and then a hole on the bottom so you can literally stick your finger in and then push the seedling out, and it comes out super easy every year. The ones that you'd find from a regular nursery or garden center just have 2 holes in the bottom, so it doesn't really help for airflow. I find when I use these, I have way stronger roots on my seedlings. Get animals, they said. It would be fun, they said. Okay, leave Jack alone. And then I also like their really heavy duty trays. They're not flimsy like the old nursery trays. And then you need a seed starting soil mix. It is lighter than regular soil, so then the seedlings can very easily pop through. I really like the Spoma organic seed starter mix. This is gonna be my 3rd year using it, or maybe my 2nd. I don't quite remember, but I do like it. And then you need labels or some sort of way to label your seedlings because you will forget, I promise. Some years I've used blue tape just to label the side of the container. This year I'm gonna be using specific seedling labels. You especially want to label if you're growing several different varieties. And then you need lights. You don't need fancy grow lights. A lot of the fancy grow lights are marked up like 50% because they're special grow lights or colored grow lights. You don't need them. I bought these shop lights. I'll fix that. I bought these shop lights online for pretty inexpensive. I want to say it was like 40 or 50 bucks for the whole set of them. There's 2 on every single row, 10 total. And then these are held up by chains and S-hooks, so I can raise and lower them as I need to, because you want the light about 2 inches away from the seedling. Seedlings need 16 hours a day to grow strong. And it's not required, but a timer is going to be super helpful. This is my first year using a timer. There were several days last season where I just forgot to turn them on, so they would just sit in the dark for a couple days. So I'm pretty excited to have a timer this year, and I need to figure out how this works. I think I got this for Christmas. And then you need some sort of watering can or spray bottle just to water your seedlings. Okay, so how to plant. So you want to loosely fill your containers with mix. You don't want to compact it, but then you'll give it a light watering. Then you'll use your finger or a tool to make a hole in the middle, and then most seeds can just be tossed in the hole, but not all of them. Things like loofah seeds need to be placed right up. Some of them have very specific depths that they need to go to. So check your packets for more information based on the specific seeds. And then gently press the soil over your seed and then add your labels. You'll want to gently water every couple days just to keep the soil moist, and eventually you'll have seedling sprouts. So like I said before, you want your lights 2 inches above each plant, and then you want to turn it on for 14 to 16 hours a day, give or take. And if you can, bottom water. These Epic Gardening seedling trays are awesome for that. And if you water from the bottom, it will help encourage stronger roots. Obviously, it's March, so I can't exactly show you how to transplant your seedlings into the garden yet. But if you want to see that, let me know. I'll be showing it in May, June. And you do want to harden off your seedlings right before transplanting, so you'll take your trays outside for a couple hours a day after your last threat of frost, just to get them outside. I'm not gonna lie, I don't always do this. Usually I'm too excited to just get things in the ground right away, and I don't really see a difference between when I harden off and when I don't. But pretty much every other gardener that I know recommends it. And that's it. Seed starting is super fun, it's super easy. It gives you a kickstart on your gardening season, and if you have a long winter season, it makes me feel better and helps cure seasonal depression. So that brings me to planning the garden. Every year in the fall, I evaluate what went right, what went wrong, and I make a rough plan of what I want to grow the following year, and also where I want to grow things. So this is my plan for this year. I'm focusing a lot on tomatoes and peppers. That's what we eat the most and what I find the most rewarding to actually grow. And I'm growing a lot of different tomato varieties and pepper varieties this year, with the idea to be able to dehydrate them and make my own spices. For tomatoes, I'm growing bush Roma, rainbow cherry, Reese tomate, purple tomatillos, green tomatillos, Cherokee purple tomatoes, and then some Pole Roma tomatoes. For peppers, I'm growing red bell peppers, jalapenos, cayenne peppers, purple cayenne peppers, serrano chilies, habanero chilies, Thai hot chilies, poblano peppers, and pasilla viejo chili peppers. I probably pronounced some of those wrong, I'm so sorry. And then for everything else in my garden, I'm growing pickling cucumbers, gherkin cucumbers, cucamelons, onions, shallots, broccoli, beets, rainbow carrots, radishes, black beans, garbanzo beans, loofahs, of course, birdhouse gourds, spaghetti squash, butternut squash, honey nut squash, and then a few different varieties of pumpkins called Jack Be Little, Casparita pumpkins, Black Cat, and Muskie de Provence, which are like those big fairy tale pumpkins. And then I'm doing some varieties of more popping corn. I already did plant garlic. I did that in October. I planted elephant garlic, chestnut red, Creole red, music, Gregorian fire, Sicilian artichoke, and then garlic from my garden last year. It is a lot to grow between 3 gardens and deck pots. I opt to companion plant most of the time, and honestly, just pack plants in there. And that only works if I harvest every couple days in the summer. If you only want to harvest once a week, packing plants in isn't going to help you much. I'd love to hear from you what zone you're in and what seeds you're starting this year. Let me know if you have any really fun, different varieties of plants. I'm always looking for more cool things to grow. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any more gardening content. Happy growing, and see you next time.